And we're back on CentralValleyTalk.com. Let's talk business. Let's talk about something called Develop, Design, and Do It. I like that name. This is Betty Goertzen, and that's kind of a mouthful, but it says exactly what you do, right?
It does, absolutely.
Yeah. Event planning, and you coordinate different events around town.
Right, and consulting.
Consulting. And you've been doing this, you told me, for a long time in one form or another.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
15 years of my own company and many years prior to that in another life. Another chapter.
We won't go back that far,
That's
right? We were just talking about the Bachelor's Ball you do every year. You're doing it at Storyland this year?
Yes.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it really is. September 27th. And
it's to benefit?
It's to benefit to benefit Storyland.
Storyland, okay.
Right. And the program that we're making money or fundraising for is for kids to come out that have a terminal disease, to come out and have a day at the park with their family and friends, exclusively for them. And then the other part of it is to restore the carousel that's going to be 60 years old next year.
Well,
Isn't that
wait,
amazing?
that's Playland, though, isn't
That's
it?
Playland. Well, Playland, Storyland.
It's all together.
Together, yeah.
I think you should have all the bachelors dress up like Prince Charming.
Well, actually...
Wouldn't that fit in with the theme of Storyland?
We're going to... no, I'm going to dress them up as pirates. A tuxedo as a pirate. A pirate in a tuxedo.
A pirate in a tuxedo?
Yeah.
Are they going to have a little bird on their shoulder?
Whatever it takes. Yeah.
It sounds like a fun event. You'll have to come back as we get closer to that.
I will.
And we'll talk more about that. Okay, so that's an example of an event you... Do they come to you and just say, all right, it's all in your hands, you do the planning, or do they kind of give you some guidelines? How does it work?
Both ways. But first of all, I do sit down and I want to know if they have a vision of what they want to do, and then we go from there. And we develop an idea, a vision, and make a plan and make it work. We plan budgets, and I will say the budget's the most important part.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Nothing happens without a budget.
And I like to say that I do just about everything except weddings. I love weddings, and I do one now and then, but I focus on fundraisers for nonprofit organizations, corporate events, seminars, and, of course, private events.
I would think that the nonprofit events, you get more out of it, right?
Oh,
knowing that you're helping people.
Yeah, personally I do, yes.
Yeah. What are some of the ones that you've had a hand in?
Well, I'll share with you what I have coming up.
Okay.
Because limited time here. June 13th, on a Friday night, we're doing a fundraiser for the new foundation for the Fresno County Public Library. And they are raising money for a digibus, which is going to go out into the community, the rural communities, and take technical availability out to students that don't have it.
You mean computer access?
Computer access, internet access, and so forth. It's a wonderful project, really exciting, and it's going to be at the Audi Porsche showroom on June 13th, and if you're interested, you can contact me for sponsorships or...
In a Porsche showroom, really?
Oh, yes. Yes. It's dinner's going to be upstairs. Downstairs will be the dancing and the reception. And
will there be test drives?
There'll be some wonderful autos to look at. I've seen some
Porsches
gorgeous
are
ones.
nice. Yeah. Wow.
So that one's coming up in June.
Okay.
And then in September 20th, Fresno County Office of Education is doing what we call the FCOE Honors, where we honor 4 individuals in the community. And I don't know if you can see this, but this is the gorgeous new...
Sheboygan? Is that,
no,
that's...
we did it at Sheboygan last year. This year we're moving it to...
is that the old administration building?
The old admin building.
At City College. I did recognize it.
Theirs is the auditorium, and it's gorgeous. So in the west courtyard is the reception. And then we go into the auditorium for a show produced by Dan Pisano, which is honoring these wonderful
people. From Roger
people.
Rockas.
And then we go to the east courtyard, where I'll have dinner set up, a beautiful dinner set up after the theater. And so that's an exciting event on June 20th. And then in November, these are just a few that I'm highlighting today, but this is the Gingerbread House Competition, which I am just starting to promote. It's going to be at Sierra Vista Mall. and they're giving us a storefront there, and we're going to have a gingerbread house competition, and I will be back with more details on that.
Well, that is cool.
Yeah,
Will it be local people making the gingerbread houses?
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
We're looking for businesses and pastry chefs and amateurs, and just we have a lot of different categories that they can enter in. Plus, we're going to be doing workshops every day for 2 weeks, making gingerbread houses, showing people how to make them.
Well, when you come back, we'll have to make one right here on the air.
There you
That'll
go.
be fun. That'll
Yeah.
be fun.
So anyway, that's
Okay.
just a few.
So that's November, and this is only May, so you really start months in advance planning these things.
You have to. You have to. And that's why, that's why you hire an event planner, because an event planner knows to reserve the rentals that you're going to need far enough in advance. The seasons get busy, and there's a lot of details to putting on this sort of thing.
I wonder how many people, plan an event and then think, oh, I can handle it, and then start to get into it and say, uh-oh, maybe I need someone who knows what they're doing.
It happens.
That's when your phone rings, right?
Yes, exactly. And I have done events on as short a notice as 10 days. I put together a birthday party for 100 people for an 80th birthday party one year.
No problem,
in 10
right?
days. But I like more notice than that normally.
Yeah. Does the cost of your services depend on the size of the event? And
Yes, absolutely. And of course, yes, and we don't publish costs simply because it just depends on the individual event and what it's going to require. Some people want just the decor done, other people want the whole thing planned, and it depends how much time.
so
you're
there's
gonna
different
spend.
levels and
Yes.
different costs depending on what's involved.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So develop, design, do it, again, is the name of your company.
Yes.
Do you have an office, or are you just all online, or?
I do have an office. I work out of my home. I had a wing built onto my house, which is absolutely wonderful. I've always worked out of my home.
Okay.
But
So how can people find you?
they can find me Betty G at developdesigndoit.com is my email. And
Is there any commas or anything between develop, design, do it?
No.
Just all one. Okay.
or call me at 222-7366.
Okay.
And 222-7366. I've had that number for many years.
And call as far in advance as you can,
Yes.
right? All right, Betty, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
again,
it.
please come back and promote all those events as we get closer.
All right.
Bring some guys and dress up like pirates. For
Yeah,
the...
and by the way, I am looking for more bachelors. A few more.
Oh, if you're a bachelor out there,
Call me.
get a hold of Betty. You can be in that Storyland Playland fundraiser coming
Yeah.
up. All right, we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.